Hey guys, I'm ZeldaMaster, and today I have a new Breath of the Wild discussion, and this time I'm joined with HMK. Why don't you say hi?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
And we're here to talk about Breath of the Wild because the game is almost out. There's how many days left?
I think about 18 from today. Yeah.
18? Oh my god. So yeah, the days are ticking, and soon we're gonna be able to play Breath of the Wild. So I have to ask you, what is the thing that you're most excited for when the game comes out?
Honestly, the most excitable thing right now from all the videos I'm seeing recently and is the fact that you can get lost in this world. This is the first ever game that I'm excited to get lost in because, Zelda is our favorite franchise, right? And, we've never had a sandbox game Zelda like this before. The biggest world we ever had was Twilight Princess. Even though the game was great, I felt that it was lacking in the overworld. But now,
Definitely it was, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And now we have this huge world that's densely compact with so much material, so much things to do. I'm ready to be like, oh yeah, I'm lost, awesome. Usually other games like Skyrim Reborn, I'm like, oh great, I'm lost. But in this game, I'm like, all right, I'm lost, hooray! And I'm just ready to see which direction I'm just gonna go off to when I get off the Great Plateau, and what I'm gonna find along the way as I go in that direction. Because I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna I'm gonna have one of those, what do you call those things? Those spinners from Twister. And I'm like, okay, so this is north, this is west, this is east. And I'm just going to spin. I'm like, okay, this is where I'm going. Let's go. And that's what I'm excited for in Breath of the Wild.
That is true because it's so open world this time around. But I mean, okay, you say that, but how do you know? Like, yeah, we played the demo and there was a lot of content, sorta. But dude, we did not get a chance to even see like all of the world. So do you really think there'll be like so much content in every nook and cranny? Because think about it, you can climb mountains, you can climb anything you see. Is there gonna be stuff on top of everything? Like, thinking about it, it's gonna be a lot of stuff, dude. To like,
I mean, it is a lot of stuff, but I mean, think about it. How long has this game been in development? I mean, they'll have
trust
to
me,
patch
I'm
this.
hyped. Like, I'm not trying to be a pessimist. Trust me.
No, I feel you.
I'm optimistic. Like this. Okay, dude. Trust me. This game, I think it's gonna be the best Zelda game. Do you agree with me? Like, do you feel like this is gonna surpass any other Zelda game out there, or?
I think it is, and I want to. I really believe that it is. Like,
it's gonna redefine the series as a whole with everything they're adding that hasn't been in any Zelda game. I mean, like I said, Nintendo, from the very beginning, they've said way back in 2013 that they want this game to redefine the conventions of Zelda. And, I mean, they delivered. We have yet to play the game, but it looks like it's going to do that. I feel like a lot of people are kind of worried because when you think about it, every other Zelda game is nothing like Breath of the Wild. So it's almost like a different series. It just has the same title, The Legend of Zelda, but it doesn't play like a Zelda game. Link doesn't look like Link anymore to begin with. Like, it's so much different. But see, I'm ready for the change. I feel like you're ready for the change. But I don't know, man. Like, do you feel like it might, be bad in a way because there's going to be so much change in this game?
I don't think so, because I thought for the longest, I mean, I love Zelda. Zelda is my favorite gaming series, but I do believe that Zelda is ready for that change. It's ready for that next big step, because I mean, arguably since Ocarina of Time, we haven't really had the next big step when it comes to Zelda. Like, everything was just built upon what Ocarina of Time was, and that's a great formula in its own right, but Zelda for the longest has needed that big step. And I've heard a lot of people complain, it's like, oh, Breath of the Wild is not Zelda enough. I mean, like, yes it is. I feel that Breath of the Wild not only does it redefines what Zelda is, it still it still retains that identity of a Zelda game, and you can see that in like the most nitty-gritty parts of it. But I feel that Breath of the Wild is gonna be the good and complete marriage between those both worlds. Retaining its identity as a Zelda game, yet redefining what Zelda is. And I couldn't be more excited for this game.
Yeah. So yeah, what I'm getting is like, Nintendo kind of grew up, right? Like, they come so far with Zelda as a series, but it's finally time to take the series into like a different step and just kind of change the direction a little bit, but keep it as The Legend of Zelda. And I feel like that's what they're doing with the game, because I mean, like, because here's the thing, like, with The Legend of Zelda, every single game we've played, it's been really heavy on, I feel like, solving puzzles even. There's adventure, that's the main part of the game, but this game looks like it's more so a platformer, like when you think about Link can jump even. Maybe I feel like maybe because Nintendo was restricted, like with all of their hardware, and just like they didn't really have like limitations, like couldn't really surpass so much. So like
Right.
you know, every Zelda game was so stiff in controls. You know, Link didn't really feel like he was a warrior. Everything just felt like think about it, you can deflect, you know, Ganon's beams or his blasts with a bottle. Like you can do really dumb stuff in Zelda games to like break the physics. But like this is the first Zelda game that's like, wow, I have to actually pay attention, because I mean enemies are gonna do like what, 7 hearts. Like you can die from 1 hit in an enemy. I believe I've seen like in Game Informer's newest issue, like, you know, they talk about like how enemies are really strong, and you can find paths in the game that are like super OP. Like, you know, you can't beat it and you have to come back later. So you know how we knew A Link Between Worlds is going to be open world, and you can kind of pick any temple you want to take on at any order.
Yeah.
But when you do it, every single temple was easy enough to do. So like you didn't really feel much of a difficulty change, except okay, never mind. Turtle Rock was pretty hard. I want to say you had to save that. Maybe that and what was the other one? Ice Palace. But my point is, no, Ice Palace, sure, you have to save that for last. But every other one you could kind of do at any point in the game. But Breath of the Wild, if there's gonna be really that big of a like difficulty spike, is it really open world? Like, is it as open world as we think?
I think it is, because I mean, I feel that the entirety of Hyrule is going to be it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be a very dangerous post-apocalyptic land. I feel that, you know, closer to towns or whatnot. Of course, the reason why they have to build towns there is because those are the safest areas. So we can use that as a type of indicator that enemies around that vicinity will be less challenging than what we can see in the overall. But I feel for the most part that enemies around the entire map of Hyrule are going to be pretty difficult. And I say this because not only because of the damage they can do, but the fact that in this game, Breath of the Wild, they'll no longer wait to take their turn. They'll bum rush you, they'll jump on you, they'll dogpile you.
Oh,
in this
true,
game now.
and that kind of adds in with the whole fact that, you know, the game isn't going to be so stiff in controls. Also, the enemies can, you know, tackle crazy like too. Like they can jump, they can swerve, they can, you know, parry your attacks. Like they can do a lot of stuff. And I hate to reference this game because, you know, at least I'm gonna reference right now, because every time I do this, people are like, oh, why'd you just go play this game? Dark Souls. Like I feel like Zelda is taking a lot from Dark Souls. It's because I really like Dark Souls. I like Zelda more, but I love Dark Souls, and I feel like, you know, Zelda could learn from Dark Souls in some things. Trust me, I don't want Zelda to be Dark Souls. Dark Souls is very linear and much different than Zelda. Like the games are completely different. The only reason why I feel like anyone wanted to compare the two was because the two had, you know, the like target combat thing. System. I feel like, was it Ocarina of Time the first game that really started that, or like redefined it for game? Yeah.
No, Ocarina of Time is what invented it.
Yes. Oh, okay, yeah. So it pretty much started it in every game. Yeah, so any game that has that, people like, oh, it's Zelda-like, or it reminds me of Zelda. So that's why I feel like Dark Souls is reference to Zelda. Honestly, I don't see any other similarities between the two. But now with Breath of the Wild, I see a lot. Like I see a crap ton of similarities, and I'm excited for that. Especially in combat. I think it's mainly the combat that I see similarities in, because what makes Dark Souls such a good game is the fact that there's no puzzles to the game. It's all just combat, and that's what makes it so fun. And the thing about Zelda, what makes it so fun is the adventure. The combat was never really that fun, and now it's going to be fun in terms... I mean, I don't know. Hopefully it is fun, because what it seems like it's going to be like Dark Souls. So hopefully Breath of the Wild is fun in both combat and adventure, and has like all the assets that Zelda has. I mean, we still don't know, because even though I feel like we know so much about Breath of the Wild, I feel like Nintendo...
There's a lot we know. Oh, no,
yeah,
easily.
They could throw a complete curveball. Like, we could think we have the story, or the idea of the story, and then we just open the game, like, what the crap? Like, wait, what am I playing? So
nah, really I feel that. I feel the same way. Like, you know, a lot of people say, we know so much about the game, don't be spoiled, I'm like, guys... We know a good amount of the game, but in terms of of what's in the game, we know nothing about Breath of the Wild.
Exactly.
We know nothing about this game.
We know what Nintendo wants us to know. That's all we know. Like, clearly they're hiding so much from us. It's funny though, because every time in interviews, you know, they always like hint towards certain things, and it makes you wonder, like, you know how Zelda's gonna be upset with Link at one point.
Right.
Like, I'm sure you've heard that. Or I believe there's something else. Like, I know there's a lot of like small hints to the game, but it's still so vague, and it's just like, I cannot think what this is supposed to lead to. I'm not gonna try to theorize anything because it's gonna be really far off. Like, we have no idea. Like, the whole thing with Zelda's pregnant, which I'm sure you know about because you touched up on. I don't know what.
I'm getting flamed so hard for that video.
No,
but
trust
I don't.
me. Okay, no, I think it's understandable why you made a video, because I had so many people telling me that too. Like, wait, what? Why does Zelda look slightly, bigger? I'm like, what? I don't know. Maybe it's just the dress or something. Like,
I honestly think it might be the just one, because I'm as skeptical about Zelda's pregnancy as the next person. But man, like, people were triggered. I'm like, I'm sorry for making a video on the human anatomy on how we reproduce. Gosh.
Yeah, no, it could be a possibility. And I mean, you weren't like the only one. I feel like a lot of people said that. Like, when I saw the video, I'm like, okay, clearly this was inspired by someone out there, because
I wasn't like, when I first saw this, I wasn't like, yeah, Zelda's pregnant. No, it's something that a lot of people were talking about. This question was being thrown back and forth. And then I'm like, okay, let me make a video about it, because, this is a subject that people are talking about, and it's something like we can think about, right? But as soon as I put it out, they're all like, oh, where you get this from? You're crazy. And I'm like, oh, so now no one wants to talk about it. Okay, all right, that's, I guess.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Yeah, it should have been at least touched up on, because, that whole Game Informer illustration, So it got some people curious, so at least it's worth to mention. But, I mean, I really hope that, this Zelda game is everything we want and more. And like, from what we've seen, I feel like even though Nintendo is trying to change, they're trying to really hold on to Zelda, in the sense that, like, we see like a lot of characters we've seen before. All of the races are in this game. I kind of wonder, like, do you think there's gonna be more references, like in-your-face references? Like, we've seen the Goron, we've seen the Zora, we've seen the Korok, the Great Deku Tree, which such a nice I mean, I love the Great Deku Tree. Was such a cool character. Sucked that he died so early in Ocarina of Time. But I mean, He was in The Wind Waker, so like, he reappeared again. I'm just saying, like, it was cool. It's really cool that we're gonna meet the Great Deku Tree again, and I really hope we get more references like that, or just more places to be like, wow, like Zora's Domain. Imagine seeing that and having like a piano rendition of it playing when you walk in or something. And you're seeing in Breath of the Wild's graphics with, like, the waterfall and the Zoras. And just thinking about that, dude, that's the stuff I love, like the scenery and the music. Like, I always take that in, and I'm always just so blown away. And this is the first true HD Zelda game, so we're gonna appreciate the graphics, dude. Like, Nintendo actually made it for the resolution of 1080p, not freaking was meant for 480, then upscaled and whatever. So oh man, dude, yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. And plus, and again, I'm gonna reference Dark Souls. I don't really care. They have like the HUD. Okay, it's not confirmed, but I've seen like a photo of the option menu of Breath of the Wild, and you can see like where it says like HUD, and it shows like normal mode or something. I believe you can maybe have it like off, and it will be similar to, how like when we see gameplay in trailers, there's nothing on the screen, it just looks like a cinematic thing. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like that. So you're gonna be able to record like cinematic gameplay that looks like trailers without anything, not even your hearts, nothing on the screen at all. Dude, that's gonna be so beautiful.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah. I'm just excited. I'm really excited. I mean, like, what kind of reference would you really want to see from like a past Zelda game in this?
Call me old-fashioned or whatever. I just want them to reference the Ocarina of Time, like, not the game. I want them to reference the actual Ocarina of Time. Yes. Ocarina of Time, just keep referencing Ocarina of Time as a whole. Maybe that, but like, I'm a sucker for Ocarina of Time, and I want them to reference the fuck out of that game. Yeah, it's my favorite.
Okay, well, it's funny because you said, you know, Breath of the Wild is like the first game Nintendo is straying away from Ocarina of Time, and now you're saying, oh, just please show me Ocarina of Time.
No, I want them to reference it. I don't want them to like, you know.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, it would be nice. I would love to see the Ocarina. I would love to. I mean, well, they're not gonna reference it in terms of the Temple of Time, even though it looks structure-wise exactly the same. Inside, it looks nothing.
Yeah, the interior is so
sucks.
wonky.
Yeah, and it sucks because I do like. I don't know. I'll honestly, like, if I were to prefer, like, which is the more iconic scene to like pick up the Master Sword, it's definitely in the forest, like, you know, out in the wilderness. Like, it makes much more sense because since the first game, Link to the Past, that has been the way, you know, Link picks up the Master Sword. So it would be nice for that to happen. I don't know. It's like, I'm just thinking of Ocarina of Time. It would be a cool reference to see Link pick it up in there. And they had that reference in Twilight Princess, you know, when Link puts it in to activate the Temple of Time dungeon. It feels weird saying that. I'm just calling it dungeon because it's like actually a dungeon and not just
it is a
Temple
dungeon, yeah.
Time. Yeah. So, yeah, no, hopefully there's like, you know, more than just 4 dungeons in the game. I don't know.
Oh, I feel there will be.
I'm just saying that because 120 shrines, there's a lot of content. So.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm ready. Because I mean, like, think about it. I feel like the 4 main dungeons in terms of the Divine Beast, and then I feel that Hyrule Castle might be its own dungeon as well. So I mean, you know.
Yeah, okay, that's 5, but I mean, then that's it. Like, I mean, that's still, but that sounds like a lot. Regardless, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying maybe. I mean, hopefully. Thing is, we don't know. Who knows if they're even 4? Like, that just might be completely off. That theory might not even be close to right.
Right.
That's just what we're getting at from, you know, the information we have so far. We really have no idea. But yeah. Okay. So my last question to kind of like round this up. You know. Okay. So you know, we finally have an HD Zelda game, right? This one. It has its own engine. You know, do you think that the next Zelda game will be on this engine, or do you, like, what will be the next Zelda game? Like, what will Zelda make? Because like, this is like, they finally made an HD Zelda game. It makes you wonder what's gonna be. I know Breath of the Wild has yet to be out, and maybe I'm speaking a little too soon.
Nah, I do the same shit. I know.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, right? Like, it just kind of makes you wonder, because we've had like A Link Between Worlds. We had Triforce Heroes, exact same engine. They were able to like make another game. I feel like with how nice the engine is for Breath of the Wild, it'd be a waste not to make, like, you know how Final Fantasy, I believe they used the same engine for like this new game they're making, like this Android game where you play with like this white-haired chick. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a Square Enix game.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's the same engine as Final Fantasy 15, it's just a different game. Like, I've seen the gameplay, looks exactly like Final Fantasy 15, just, you know, different setting, of course, because it's a different game entirely. But,
right.
So yeah, like, do you think there will be another Zelda game on the same engine, or like, what do you think the next Zelda game is going to be?
Well, there's been a lot of like whispers and talks about like a multiplayer Zelda game that will use Breath of the Wild's engine, and that has me ecstatic. I'm like, can you imagine a multiplayer Zelda game in the engine and the world of Breath of the Wild?
Wow.
maybe an online version where you drop into certain clips of the map in order not to overwhelm the system. So you have like 4 links dropped into the Great Plateau. You have 4 links dropped into the Mount Hylia region, and I'm not sure where they will go with that. But I mean,
like, guardians roam around and you like maybe try
to kill 100 guardians or some shit. I don't know.
Wow, that would honestly, that's a cool idea. That would, I mean, because Hyrule is so massive and the gameplay is so unique that every different weapon might vary. So yeah, it would work for multiplayer for sure.
Right, and then, you know, they could tear a page out of Triforce Heroes and have specific dungeons built around the fact that multiple people have to be in there in order to accomplish it. You know, that'd be great. Given what the physics engine of Breath of the Wild can do already, you know, that sounds like a good idea. But if anything, they just need to reuse this engine and make another game. I wouldn't say ASAP, but like a good amount of time after Breath of the Wild comes out. You know, the same thing they did with Triforce Heroes using the Link Between Worlds engine, and the same thing they did with Majora's Mask using the Ocarina of Time engine.
Yeah, well, it's still hot, you know, not wait like, you know, way too long before it's like an outdated, you know, look. And, you know, in general, they want to make a new engine, make a new game entirely. Yeah, they should definitely, like, I mean, yeah, okay, I'm not, trust me, I appreciate anything Nintendo offers. Don't make a Zelda game the next 100 years, whatever. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Please, I take that back. But what I'm saying is, it would be nice though after Breath of the Wild for us to get something else. But yeah, I guess I never really thought multiplayer. For me personally, I was thinking Nintendo's next Zelda game maybe won't use the engine, and they might just go back to the 3DS. But I don't know, like the 3DS's lifespan might die soon, so I'm not entirely like. Do you think it might die? I mean, they came out with the new 3DS, but I don't really know if like a lot of new titles are gonna continuously come to the 3DS, because sooner or later they're just gonna update it. I mean, they already have like hardware like the Nintendo Switch that plays HD games, so clearly maybe they can make something similar to that on 3DS size and for 3DS price,
Right. Well, I feel that we're just gonna have to wait and see, especially since GDC is literally around the corner. But I feel they're going to use GDC in order to focus on the Switch. So maybe E3 can come around E3. We're going to learn more about the 3DS's fate. I heard there's already talks about a successor being talked about within Nintendo, but we don't know for sure. The 3DS has been a great system. The Switch does the advent of the Switch definitely puts its future into question. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what we're going to see easily. So.
Yeah, that's true. I'm excited regardless. Either way, we're getting Breath of the Wild, and that alone is to be super excited for.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I guess that will do it for this discussion video. Anyways, thanks HMK for, joining and chatting with me.
All right, yeah, no problem, dude.
Yep, and let me know what you guys would, wanna, hear me talk about in the next video or in a different video, or even talk about with HMK, maybe in a future video or something like that. Anyways, let us know in the comments if you think Breath of the Wild will be the best Zelda game within the series or not. And as always, I've been ZeldaMaster, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hey guys, I'm ZeldaMaster, and I have. Dang, I need to take a sip of.
Please include that to a fucking what do you call it? The bloopers, please.
The bloopers?
Yeah.
I can't curse. I have to censor everything, dude.
Yeah, bleep it out, dude.